Hello everybody, it's Totkus from New Airbox and welcome guys to your fourth CSS tutorial. Now guys, for those of you who follow my CSS tutorials and HTML tutorials who have followed as well, congratulations to making to the fourth CSS tutorial. And now guys, in this tutorial I'm gonna introduce you to a couple really important concepts and really important algorithms and rules that are used in CSS, and they are really essential. So I want you to focus. Now guys, for those of you who have followed through the entire course of HTML and HTML5 tutorials, you know that I have introduced you to two tags, and those tags were ID and class tags. Now guys, ID and class tags, they give us a chance, an opportunity, or a way how to style only certain objects in our HTML file. And now guys, without me talking too much and giving too much of the theory, I will get into a first example, and I will build something practically just for you to see where you can use the ID and a class selectors. Now guys, note one thing, that basically the ID selector is used to specify a style for a single and unique element. So it means if you want, let's say guys, you have a few links on your site, right? And you want only one of those links to be affected by ID selector. That means guys, let's go ahead and take a look at the main style sheet that we have built during the first and the second tutorial. Now guys, I'm sorry, I've got this really bad spring flu, guys. I'm really not over it yet. So guys, now if you want to tell your browser that you want say only some certain information to be affected, or certain element to be affected by ID selector, you have to enter some information right in your style sheet. And how to do that? You have to use the simple hashtag, which is above 3 on your keyboard, guys. This will tell your browser that you are building a ID selector, and you first of all have to tell your browser that you will assign some sort of a value to that ID selector. And let's go ahead and assign some sort of a name to it. So I'm gonna name it paragraph 1, and then guys, we follow the same rules as we did before, that we take the curly brackets, opening and closing curly brackets, and let's enter the information that we want to be applicable in sense of style. So guys, let's go ahead and put the text line, center, semicolons, and let's change the color of it, color of the font, and let's go ahead and let's build it on well, blue color and semicolon. So guys, now wherever we will enter the ID of paragraph 1, it will assign the values that are entered in between the curly brackets. And let me just demonstrate it in the example. So guys, now by default we have one paragraph, and let's go ahead and build two paragraphs. I'm just gonna type it in caps lock. This is the first paragraph. I'm gonna copy the entire row, and this is the second paragraph that should be affected by ID selector. Right? Now guys, by default, if we save it and print it on our screen, you can see that both of the paragraphs inherit the properties and the values of the first paragraph that we have defined in the main CSS, that the color of the fonts should be green, then the background color should be yellow, and the font size should be 26. Now guys, to make a difference, I'm gonna enter the, it should be in small cap, font size, and let's give in let's say 30 pixels. Right now guys, say I want my second paragraph to be affected by properties and values that are entered in right in this paragraph 1, right? So guys, what I would do right now, I would enter the ID equal to paragraph 1, and now guys, the second paragraph will inherit. Now our browser knows that it should apply not the common paragraph properties and values, but the properties and values that are assigned to the paragraph 1 right here in the ID selector. And since we've entered it here, everything should run fine. So let's go ahead and refresh it on our site and see what we get. So there you go guys, you can see that the first paragraph is affected by standard properties and values, and the second one is affected by the one that was given the ID selector and the properties and values in the ID selector. So guys, this is pretty important concept, and I want you to remember this concept. I know that you cannot see the entire page, but I'm just gonna minimize it and drag it to the, so you can see it. There you go guys. So that's how it looks like. You see that it's centered to the that it's aligned to the center, and so on, etc. So guys, I want you to remember this ID selector lesson, because it's really indeed important, and we are going to be using this one quite a lot in the future. So guys, I'm gonna make this tutorial a little bit shorter, since in the next one I'm gonna introduce you to the class selector, and the class selector is even more interesting. So guys, thanks for sticking with me for this short tutorial. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button if you like the video, and now we'll talk to you guys in the next one.